You are not alone. You've just been scared to death of losing money in the stock market that you can't even sleep at night. Well, that's one of the 12 major pain points or challenges that all traders have. And in this video, we're going to be defining just what those 12 pain points are and the solutions. You ready? Let's go. Number 5, limited time for trading. This is something, especially if somebody's working for a living. And it's not that if you trade, you're not working for a living, but if you're working and not just trading, this can be a huge issue. It can also be a huge issue. Let's say you're working out of a home office and you have a family and you have all of these other demands on your time. Well, this can be a huge issue. Where do you carve out the time you're going to spend specifically for trading? How do you block your time and make it just about trading? So you can feel overwhelmed and rushed with your decision making. And this is one of the reasons why I designed the AutoPilot trading system to where we made our decisions after the market hours. So you're not getting pinged with the emotional response to what the market is currently doing. Because if the market is live, they design it this way, guys. It's a secret. They design it this way, okay? Where that's why they put the tickers across the bottom of the page on some of the financial network channels, because they've found that that elates emotions, and elated emotions cause for a lowering of IQ and hence dumb decision making. So now you know the truth. So fatigue and balancing trades with all your other responsibilities. Have a hierarchy. What are the most important things you could be doing with your life? And clearly, if you have a job where you're responsible to an employer, that has to be a high priority. If you have a family, I hope you will make your family and your kids, your grandkids, and all that a high priority, higher priority than trading. And then find the extra space you're going to need to do some working on your trading. So that's one of the ways to take care of that. Confronted with the fear of making an incorrect decision, John notices that his apprehension holds him back, causing him tension and hesitancy. He's learned to embrace a mindset of calculated risk, understanding that every trade needs to be well considered. But this one can lead to the hesitation, that yips type of thing, and get you into a cycle of second guessing what you're currently doing and how your trades are doing. And that second guessing is also evidence that you're not trading a solid winning mechanical system with an edge, and you're still emotionally and impulsively trading. This can cause a lot of the fear of incorrect decisions. It can impact a lot of other things physically, not just the mental side. Part of the mental side also is just ego. Some people just think, oh, I'm never going to make a mistake. I'm never going to make an error. And that's one of the reasons why they will stick with a trade that's a loser when they should have exited at 5%. So this can lead to muscle tension, especially during critical trading decisions. So we'll get into the solutions in just a little bit. So what about the fear of losing capital? I think everybody dreads this. Constant worry and risk aversion. It just haunts John because he's lost so much already. He's watched his 401k turn into a 201k. And that was his retirement nest egg for he and his wife to be able to live comfortably. But all of a sudden, he feels like, I am really screwed on this. It's not going to end up well. He needs to embrace what is going on, because this can also add to stress-induced digestive issues. I think they call those ulcers, right? What about not reaching financial goals? I think this number 8, I think, is one of the largest issues, because those past failures kind of haunt you. I mean, literally hang out around you the way these guys are doing. And so John faces a familiar foe, the haunting fear of not reaching his financial goals, and a specter that weaves together his past failures and disappointments. And in his mind, his negative mindset, that little voice that whispers and says, "You're a loser. You always lose on this kind of trade. You suck. You're not doing very good." And basically provides ammunition to keep him in that cycle that we saw earlier. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's exactly what happens. And so the ghosts of past endeavors where he fell short, they whisper doubts, stirring a deep-seated fear that history is going to repeat itself again and again and again. The anxiety isn't just about numbers, but it's about a narrative that John's mind replays, framed each setback not as a lesson, but as a prelude to the next failing. Discouragement, loss of motivation, all kinds of stress-related impact. I mean, we're in so much trouble. So let's go ahead and jump over to the 12 pain points and what you can do. I'm going to approach this from a little different ways, guys. Mark Miniby recommends that you learn to talk to yourself. And Mike Lamoth, my buddy from our live stream we do on every Monday, from a mindset standpoint, recommends talking to yourself, journaling about it. I'm going to present this because I think if you take this and use it, it's going to help the way you trade. Number 5, limited time for trading. Now, see this dude over here, he's got limited time for trading, right? But how many of you are him? Here you are, you just got out of bed, you're having your first cup of coffee, and you've got both your laptop and your phone to check what's going on in the market. I mean, I know I can relate with that because I'm a trader. That's what traders do. However, I have to wear a t-shirt. I don't look like that anymore. So allocate specific times. Literally make a schedule. Get out. I don't know how many of you use a daily schedule, but highlight the time you're going to be spending in the market. Okay, specific times for trading to avoid conflicts with personal life or other responsibility. One of the effective analysis tools is utilize tools and softwares that streamline market analysis and the trading process. My affirmation is I allocate my time wisely, balancing trading with other important aspects in life, because I'm going to shout it to the rooftops, and I will continue to shout this. Trading is not the most important thing you can be doing. It is important if you are trying to grow into trading for a living. It is, but it is not the most important, especially if you have family and you're married, or you have grandkids, or you have children. God's blessed you with those kind of riches. Take care of those riches first and learn the process for trading, and he'll add to that on the other side. Number 6 is the fear of making incorrect decisions. Decision-making framework. Establish a clear framework for making trading decisions to reduce indecision and fear. I suggest it being a mechanical system, because mechanical systems remove the guesswork. So understand and get to the place where you accept the losses. If you're trading a system that has a 65% win-loss ratio, it means that 35% of the time you're going to lose. So if you have a hang-up about losing, then that's going to be an issue for you. But recognize that losing trades are part of the business of trading. My affirmation on this one is, I trust my decision-making process and accept that not every trade will be a winner. I'm focusing on process. Number 7, fear of loss of capital. Only risk a small percentage of your total capital in each trade. That's what we do. We divide things into 7 positions, but how much are we risking on each trade? No more than 5%. So even if each one of those 7 trades gets hit with my stop loss, I've only lost 5% of my capital. Get it? So diversify, spread your risk across several assets and strategies once you've built your assets or your capital up large enough. That's why I split between 7 to 8 stocks. Our affirmation in this one is, I trade responsibly, protecting my capital while being open to growth opportunity. Number 8, not reaching financial goals. Set achievable, measurable financial goals with specific time frames. What is your expectation? What's your number that you put down on paper for this year, guys? Have you put down the number of, I would like to earn 20% or 25% or 30% or 50%? Go ahead and write that down on paper. Use that as part of your goals. At the same time, compartmentalize that and separate it from your trading process. Because if you know your trading process, you know what it should deliver to you. And then regularly review at the end of every week, at the end of every month. I would encourage you, if you're an active trader, to review at the end of the month. Why? Because the fluctuations during the month will sometimes knock you off pace, or it encourages you to be connected to the outcome rather than the process. So you want to stay aligned, adjust your trading plan to stay aligned with your financial goal. And of course, our affirmation on this, I set realistic financial goals and diligently work towards achieving them through strategic trading. Hey guys, if you found this video helpful, don't miss out on the next in the series where we cover the next 4 pain points and challenges. Hit the subscribe button and the notification so you'll find out when the next video is available.